Katerina, thank you so much for being on our panel. We never have enough time to discuss all the things that we need to discuss, but you made some really good points. Tell us, is there anything else that you would like to add to speak out to the global woman about investing, especially starting from scratch? You mentioned the fund. Anything else that you want to share? Any wisdoms?
If there's anything that I want members of global women to know is that us women have the power to really move economies around the world. We are, in the next 10 years, we're going to be seeing the largest wealth transfer in history. And a huge percentage of that will be managed by women. And for us women, it doesn't only require financial literacy, but also surrounding yourself with the proper women to guide you and open doors for you. Because once we open doors for other women, we enable a whole different kind of economy, because women who make money have been proven to return those profits back in the community. They do feeding programs, they do philanthropy, they're able to also fund education and other livelihood programs. And for someone like me who's been investing in the side of the world where financial literacy has been very low, and to still have all of the odds stacked against me and still make it this far after 24 years, I think that's testimony that it doesn't really have to be, you have the option to be an outlier. You don't have to be always surrounded by the same kinds of women or circumstances, or because like me, I grew up in a family that came from poverty. I grew up selling vegetables in the market, and I grew up not understanding how capital markets worked and all this, but I made it so intentional to learn about these things, and I realized that not so many people are taught these things. So if no one is teaching you, go out of your way to learn, because it doesn't, I always say this, I know it's a bit cliche, but you do not need money to make money. What if right now you're a stay-at-home mom, or you're a full-time, for example, you're a full-time mother who doesn't have a time to start a business or do a startup, for instance. How do you monetize, or how do you add cash flow into your how do you add additional cash flow into what the limited budget that you already have? And one thing I've always overemphasized is the value of your networks. Like if you know someone who sells, like, let's make it simple, very good cupcakes, and you know that it's another friend's birthday, and okay, can you order cupcakes from friend A? And from that, can I get like a 10-20% commission because I'm referring your cupcakes to other people? Or if you know someone who has this amazing spa and amazing wellness or spa place that you have tried yourself, it doesn't cost anything to approach the owner and say, can I have like an affiliate link for this? Because I was so happy. My experience in your spa was incredible. I want to promote in my social media. But my friends are going to go to your spa. Can I get like a 10% referral fee for that? These are making people off of other money's businesses. And like, for example, here, events like this, if you believe that this will add value, you could speak with Mirella. Mirella, I want to keep promoting Global Woman Club. Can you give me an affiliate link so that all the members who go through me, I get like 10 pounds or 20 pounds out of their membership? And these things, they add up. It takes a lot of agency to be able to create something out of nothing. And those agencies will require you reputational equity. How's your name with the people around you? How do you treat people? I've always told people that you have to do right by people. You have to take care of your relationships and your name, because there will come a time when these people, even without a business transaction, these people will be the same people who will give or who will refer you. These are the people who will mention your names in places you cannot be in. Like here, last year, there was someone here making amazing suits. And I like her suit so much that even if I wasn't getting any referral fee, I referred her to some of my friends who travel the world and speak on stages. And she got a lot of referrals for that. I could have asked her, like, for every suit of like 2,000 quid or 1,000 quid, can I get like a 50 quid or whatever referral? I did not ask that, but I could have. And that, this is what we call arbitrage or leverage. How do you leverage on your relationships? And because when you share value to them, for example, you referred so many buyers of suits to me, how can I help you? And I would ask them, Do you have anybody who you've made suits for who's in this business? Maybe we could collaborate. And you'll never know how much doors could be opened simply because you added value to one person.
I mean, and there's a generosity and a simplicity about that, and it doesn't require any financial knowledge. You don't have to have studied anything. There's something so beautiful about that. I think it takes confidence sometimes, but the reputational thing was something we heard throughout the panel. So thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. I really want you to come back next year and do a solo stint on stage, because
I would love to.
I think you've got so much to offer, and you say it in very plain English. And I would love for you to just to share a little bit of where you are now, because you talked about where you came from, and I think just to inspire the ladies, I want you to just share a little bit about wonderful things that you're doing right now.
And so, yeah, like right now, I'm currently invested in 27 countries. I allocate capital for a few billionaire families around the world. I also invest in startups. I invest in businesses in the US. And I also facilitate deliveries of oil and gold around the world. And for me to be operating at this level required a lot of reputational equity. You actually want people who will say nice things about you. And the only way to do that is to do right by people. You have to be able to build a network who trusts you, who likes to work with you. And there's no faking that. You actually really have to be a morally, I mean, not to sound preachy, but for people to be able to refer you to their trusted networks, you have to do right by them, and you have to be very authentic to your values and be aligned with the things you say, because people smell it, people know if you're just up for it for connections. And all of these things I do, I'm raising 4 children, I'm raising a family on top of this, and I've always reminded people, female founders, mothers, entrepreneurs, even my male friends, that it's not going to be easy, and that you would always want, you would, in times when things are hard, you cannot raise capital, money is a bit tight, relationships are not going so well, never forget to ask for grace and to give grace to yourself. We all, as women, as mothers, we show so much grace to so many people that we forget we need a lot of grace too. You know, when you're stressed and you cannot have everything figured out, and sometimes it's as simple as being quiet and just asking for prayer, and just having this small group of other women where you could say, can you pray for me? Or can you refer anyone to my business? Or can we sit down and just do nothing? And those small things keep our sanity in check. Like, I'm invested everywhere. I travel a lot of times in a month, and the only way I survive is through a lot of prayers and a community who would always be there for me, and a family who would pray for me, and just a group of friends and business partners have alignment, because that alignment makes or breaks the level of decision making I have, the level of focus and the level of cadence I have in all the decisions I make. And so I hope more women in the world could realize that this is something that we all need. Your days can never be bad enough that you are not, you cannot be reached by by grace around you, and your days cannot be so good that you do not need a lot of grace. It's always an everyday thing, and I hope that in whatever field they are in, and in whatever whatever field or sector they're in, grace always comes with also being that vessel for other people, and just being a good steward. Take care of the connections, the businesses, the talents, the skills given to you, because this is such a force multiplier.
Oh my gosh. Do you not think, I think you need to come back and talk to us on stage about that. That's so beautiful. I mean, the grace, the integrity, and all of those things. There's so much there. Thank you so much for your value. Thank you for gracing our stage.
Moderator.
Oh my God, thrown in at the deep end. I hope I did okay, but thank you so much.
Thank you.